Lov Tootoosis, thank you for speaking with us. You are currently working hard on your first big debut album, but you already hit more than 100,000 streams with your songs Mama and Matriarch and your new song Relate. Can you tell us why you wanted to pursue a career in music?
Yes, first I just want to say thank you for having me. I think the biggest thing for me was trying to find a platform of something that I could use or I could share things that I believe would help others. And through my music and through my passion of art and creativity, I found that niche for myself. I used to work with high-risk youth, and I worked different means of frontline work with mental health and stuff. And I just found that for me, carrying the same motive, using music, was the reason why I was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to send a good message through my music. So, yeah.
Spoken from the heart, and definitely some heart work there as well. And Lov, can you tell us about where you're from and where you grew up and how that helped shape what you sing about? You talked about it a bit there.
Yeah, I grew up in a small reserve called Poundmaker Cree Nation, located in Treaty 6 territory, which we now call Saskatchewan, Canada. I grew up very humble and remote. I didn't have access to, urban living for a while, well into my 20s. So I definitely appreciate that calm style of living. It really created this beautiful narrative for me on what it is to be Indigenous and what it is to be an artist, because I think back to, living on the reserve, and it's people are so just back in the day when I used to live there, we didn't have a lot of social media, we didn't have a lot of cell phones. So it was like, you go visit your kukum, you go visit your aunties, and you spend a lot of time with your community, and, you go to all the local round dances and local powwows, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. And I think it's affected the way that I carry myself, because there is a part of me that forgets that the rest of the world isn't necessarily like that. So I think it's just, I try to carry that sense of community everywhere I go as well with my music. I try to create, like, we are just regular people, you and I, you know what I mean? And we do certain things, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Who was your inspiration growing up that got you thinking about a music career, and which musicians are helping you now on this journey?
I think growing up, I didn't really have a specific person in mind that I was like, okay, I want to do music because of this person. For me, music was always something that I did just to express myself, and I enjoyed it, so I kept it to myself. And I was always somewhat of a closet singer, I guess you could say. But I admired Amy Winehouse and Adele, very much loved that UK sound, and still very much do. So I say that's kind of where I got a lot of my inspiration from. I've spoke a little bit about it before, publicly and openly. I think now I don't necessarily look towards those very famous people. I think I look towards the people that are almost in the same area as me for inspiration, because I'm like, if you're working just as hard, like, I can do it. I have good friends. I've made good friends in the industry now, and I look to them. And I turn to them for motivation to keep going, for sure.
Well, that's great. And your music is already being featured in the film Nika and Madison, a film that we talked about on this show. Can you tell us when your album will be released and what listeners can expect?
Yeah, that was a very exciting opportunity. I was super happy about it. My album is probably going to be coming out early next year, which is Nehea Ways. That's what we like to call our New Year's. So for a new fresh start to the year, I'll be releasing my album. I was planning to release it at the end of 2025. However, I just decided that it'd be best to wait. So putting a little bit more energy into that when it is ready to be released to the world. I'm super excited. It's different. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised because, Matriarch was so different from Mama, and then Relate was just, it has these different types of like rhythm and everything. And the next song that I'm doing, Sister Era, which is on Nika and Madison, is completely different, but at the same time, very unison with all the other songs. So it's really cool. I'm very excited, and yeah.
Finally, we got about 20 seconds left, Love. What's your words of advice for other young Indigenous artists out there who want to start singing but don't know where to start?
I think if you have the means, look into getting into some type of programming. If you are able and you have access, definitely look out for those structured programs that will help you understand, music theory and the industry and all that type of stuff. Get a mentor, get somebody that is a couple steps ahead of you, that has the time to tell you, hey, this is what I think you should do, and self-practice every day, sing every day, practice every day, explore different genres, really find your niche so that you know yourself.
Lov Tootoosis, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you for your time, and we wish you all the best on your album, and we can't wait to listen to it in November.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Have a good day.